Welcome to the deep dive. It's funny, when we talk about finding our purpose, we usually picture those big moments, right?
Mm-hmm. The successes.
Yeah, the achievements, when everything's going great.
Mm.
We tend to look for meaning when life feels, well, smooth.
Right. Comfortable.
Exactly. But what if? What if that's actually the wrong place to look? What if real purpose, that deep sense of it, doesn't just show up despite the struggles,
Uh-huh.
but maybe because of them?
That's the big idea we're digging into today. It's a bit provocative, isn't it?
It really is.
So yeah, our mission here is to explore these sources that suggest adversity isn't just something to get through.
Okay.
It's more like the very place where our true purpose gets forged. We want to pull out how challenges can actually light up who we're really meant to be.
Okay. So let's get into that.
Yeah.
Why do we naturally look for purpose and comfort? The sources we reviewed had a really interesting take on this.
Yeah.
Basically, when life is easy, when there's no real friction, we just kind of cruise.
Yeah, that makes sense. Coasting. Right. We're not forced to really think hard about our values or test how resilient we are or even figure out our true direction. It's like sailing in calm weather. You don't know the boat's strength until a storm hits.
That's a great analogy. And the sources really highlight that contrast, don't they?
They do.
It's in the crucible of our challenges, as one put it, that really raw, unfiltered experience of pain or difficulty. That's often where purpose suddenly becomes incredibly clear. It's startling sometimes.
Unlike an easy win.
Exactly, an effortless victory. It just doesn't push you to ask the deep questions, does it?
No.
And one point that really stood out was that purpose isn't, some kind of reward for avoiding hardship.
Right.
It's often the actual meaning we manage to pull from those struggles. It's an active thing we do, reframing it.
So when our plans fall apart or we hit those bumps in the road we didn't see coming, that's the trigger.
That's the moment, yeah.
It forces an introspection that comfort just, well, doesn't require it.
Doesn't demand it. Right. It makes you dig deep, question things, reassess. You start asking yourself, okay, what really matters now? What am I actually willing to fight for here? And what can I do with this? How can I turn this experience into something?
And that's where it gets really interesting because the sources show that purpose, when it comes from adversity, it can look quite different for different people.
Okay. Not just one thing.
Not at all. For some, it's like becoming a healer. Your own past pain fuels this drive to help others going through something similar.
I could see that.
Others might find an innovator's purpose, like the frustration with a problem they faced sparks this intense desire to find a completely new solution.
Solving the thing that hurt them.
Exactly. Or maybe it's an architect's purpose, building resilience, maybe not just for yourself, but setting up systems or communities to better handle future shocks.
Building stronger foundations.
Precisely. And sometimes it's just a really deep personal growth purpose. The challenge just makes you, well, a more compassionate person, more empathetic. It changes who you are fundamentally.
That's a really useful way to think about it. And I loved how the sources reframed problems too, not as roadblocks meant to stop us.
Right, not dead ends.
But more like signposts, pointing towards where we should be going, our calling. It's like the friction, the difficulty is what actually ignites our inner strength. It's the spark.
I love that imagery. And another source added to it saying challenges are like the darkness that makes the light of our purpose shine even brighter.
Wow.
Powerful. It really is. And the point isn't to go looking for pain, obviously.
Of course not.
But it's about how we react when it finds us, because it will. It encourages leaning into that discomfort, even just a little, and asking, okay, what's the lesson here? What is this trying to teach me?
So trying to find the insight hidden within the struggle.
Exactly. Even when it feels really tough.
Okay. So wrapping this up, the main takeaway seems to be, don't instinctively run away from struggle or pain.
Yeah, don't just shrink from it.
Instead, try to see it as, well, a potential catalyst, something that could actually bring clarity and self-discovery in a way that ease and comfort just can't.
Perfectly put. And maybe a final thought for you to consider as you process all this.
Okay.
Think about this. Nestled right inside that discomfort, that challenge you might be facing, or one you remember, tucked away in that very struggle.
Yeah.
That might just be the clearest view of your purpose you'll ever get. So try to embrace your whole journey, especially the tough parts, because it's often right there in those difficult chapters that we find out who we're really meant to be, what we're truly here to do.